You are listening to the Dr.Grande podcast. Another episode begins right now. And a warm welcome. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this week. I know I'm a little bit late on this week's podcast, but nonetheless, I was able to make it to the studio and carry on the weekly commitment I have to you guys to do the podcast. And, you know, I love to do them. And you guys know I love you guys, right? Have I said that enough to tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys for listening and being a part of the community, being part of the podcast community, the stream community, or any part? As long as you're part of the community, that is all that matters. So, hope your week has been doing well for you. I do hope that I was somewhat successful in motivating you to make this year count and, set out a new change and new tactic, new strategy for this year, and you've been carrying out this month. And if you haven't, let me just remind you, it's not too late. It's not over. You got this week to turn it around. No time is better to turn it around than now. So don't allow yourself to talk yourself out of not being able to do it for whatever reason that you may think you might know or have. I'm telling you, there's no better reason than you deserve better. You deserve to live your dreams. You deserve to be happy. And that's the thing that should be motivating you. And why deprive yourself of that dream, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, and a better life, frankly? So let me just keep on encouraging you, as I will throughout the year and throughout time, at least the time I'm here, to really, really, really take yourself seriously and take your dreams serious enough where you want to ensure that you live life with no regrets. You know, you don't want to get to the end of your rope and be like, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done this, said that, whatever. Don't live where you're going to have regrets. Live and say, I did what I wanted to do, and I saw it through, and I made it happen. Because if it's to be, it's up to me, just like it's up to you if you want it to be. Now, what I was thinking about this week, and, sometimes these ideas are planned out, but this week, and like some other weeks, the idea just hit me and I'm just going to roll with it. It trumps everything else I had in the works. And today's, I want to talk to you about a very fundamental question, a very important question that I think that we need to ask ourselves more often. And that question is the question of why. How many times a day do you hear the question being asked, well, why? And how many times a day, if I can talk, how many times a day are you asking the question, why? And quite frankly, as I sit here, as I record this for you, I don't think we ask that question enough. Because if you think about it, if I say, hey, I want you to quit your job tomorrow, would you do it without thinking? Would you do it without hesitation? Or would you be more inclined and go, why, Doc? Why do you want me to quit my job? And wouldn't you listen to what I have to say if you were willing to quit your job? And based on what I told you and what I said or did not say, you would make your decision, right? If I said, hey, show up at the Space Needle in Seattle at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, wouldn't you ask me why? I would hope you would. So if we are inclined to ask questions of why in certain when it pertains to certain aspects of our life. Why does it seem like, at least to me, and if I'm wrong, let me know. And like I said, and I've been encouraging you through every stream and podcast, that I want to hear from you. I want you to weigh in. I want to hear your perspective, your opinion. And you can do so at any time. There's no time limit. There's no statute of limitation. By going to drgrande.com and click on Contact Doc. That's drgrande.com, doctor spelled out. And you can always weigh in. And I hope you do. So if we're okay with asking why, are there moments where we don't ask why? Are there situations that happen in our life, opportunities, people, where they will present an option to us where we're okay of just writing it out and then asking why? And it just seems to me, and I really encourage to and would love to know what you guys think, is that I think that in society today, that we have become okay with a certain group, a certain entity, a certain set of characters, if you will, doing things without asking why. One example I'll give you is look at our political climate. Right now, I feel, this is my opinion, that America is in very divisive times right now. There's not that common unity that previous generations and history had. It seems, from my observation through my years, that we are more in the culture and the time where we have a line drawn in the sand. Either you agree with me or you don't. If you don't agree with me, you're my enemy or you're an idiot or whatever. Then we are willing to listen to others' opinions, other sides, and reason together. And my question is, why is that? Why are we so divided in a country where we should be, and in some senses are able to make our dreams realities, to our constitutional right to pursue happiness? You would think, in my opinion, is why would we want to divide, given that work towards a common goal or good, then be divided as we are right now? Why have politicians become so divisive in their campaign? Why have we allowed politicians to have free reign when it's we the people that they're supposed to represent? It's we the people that employ these public servants, if you will, through our voice and our vote. So why have we allowed politics and political rhetoric to stoop so low where it's going after character, it's making everything he's an idiot, he's a bad person, playing certain cards on the field regarding someone's character and someone's ability to hold office? Why are we there? Why have we let a health crisis, COVID-19, become so political? where there's yet another line drawn in the sand. And why has no one asked why? Is it that we don't care? Is it that you don't care? Is it that it's just too hard to change and we just feel like we just got to carry on with our own life? And maybe you might know what I'm going to say. Maybe you can predict what I'm going to say, but I think we could do better. We can have more accountability. We can make changes when we ask the question, why? When we are able to be honest with ourselves and just have that, why are we doing this? Why are we going down this road? Why are we making this decision? And it doesn't have to be something as big as America's electric or political system. It could be in the very essence of your life. Think about what I just said about the American system and politics and COVID. Do you have things in your life where you are letting things rule you without you asking the question, why? Are you being okay with it? Do you have certain subset of friends that just all expect you to behave and do certain things and be the provider, be the DD driver or whatever without even asking? And have you ever asked why did they feel okay? That is okay for them to treat you that way? Are you in a relationship where you guys keep butting heads and no one asked, why are we butting heads? Why are we allowing strife and chaos and divisiveness into our home, into our lives? So, if you haven't paid attention to the social media posts, and I think I've made reference in other podcasts, I'm big on journaling. And I think journaling is a great way to organize your thoughts, your ideas in a constructive way to allow you to think more clearly, more productively than it is just having all this cluster of thoughts carried around in your mind. And so as I journal, these are things that have come up in my mind. For example, I ask myself, why do I feel like I'm not where I want to be? What is limiting me? And why is it limiting me? Why am I not feeling, when I have a bad day, why am I not having a good day? Why am I not energized? Why am I not full of positive energy today? See, I think the power of the asking why allows you to hold you and others accountable. It allows you to get to the root cause of the issue versus trying to just sweep it under the rug, so to speak. Pointing the finger. For example, kind of going to that why am I in a bad mood type question. An easy answer could be like, well, Sally said I'm a doo-doo head, for example. And you could just leave it at that. And you could just be like, okay, she said it. That's why I'm pissed off. That's it. Or let's make it more, let me, that's kind of childish. Let me make it more reasonable, more our age. Come on, Doc. Mature. Let's say you're going out. It could be male or female. You put the name. And they call you. They say, insert your name. You're really bad with money. And you're infuriated. You're upset. And the natural question is why you're upset is because she said something about me. Now, is it true? Why are you upset based on whoever, male or female, saying something about your money habits? There's got to be a logical explanation. Either A, you're self-conscious and don't like your money habits, which you can inevitably change if you want to. Or B, you have a pride or ego problem because someone said something bad about you. Now your pride or your ego, or a combination of the two, is flaring up and is going, how dare you say something bad about me? But being able to ask that question of why allowed you to really analyze and get an idea of what the root issue is. Now, if I'm really bad with money problem, let's just say in this example, I was bad with money. I could be mad about it. I could be upset about it. I could kick myself in the chops for it. Or I have another option where I can change. See, a lot of times we get things thrown in our lap, right? Someone says something happens, and then there's a response. It's always like a cause and effect type relationship. It's an action and a reaction a lot of times in life, and sometimes you're on the reaction side of the table. And a lot of us don't keep in mind, or we forget, or it goes out the window because we're seeing red, we get tunnel vision, that our reaction to something someone said to us or something that happened to us means a big deal. Can affect the situation, it can affect the future, and can affect the moment. So if we get in the habit of allowing ourselves to think clearly, don't just go irrational, don't go on the blame game, be actually accountable, we can solve problems quicker and correct things in our life much easier if we're thinking clearly, if we have the right thing in mind. Like I said earlier in an earlier podcast, you must conceive it on the inside before you can receive it on the outside. In other words, it has to start up in the mind first before it becomes a reality. So, like I said, with all the stuff in society and stuff, why are we allowing people to control us who don't have any business of controlling us? Why are you carrying around anger, pain, frustration, hurt, depression, anxiety, whatever, when you don't have any business or need to carry that around? So why are you doing it? And I sincerely, you know what it is. I sincerely hope that you take a moment and really reflect on that. You know, like I said, I was in a relationship for 10 years. And when the relationship dissolved, or in other words, when we separated, I carried around hurt. I carried around the pride. Well, how dare she decide she doesn't want to be in a relationship with me anymore. And the more I carried that around, the more frustrated I became. The more hurt I became. And instead of focusing on the future, rebuilding myself, rebuilding my future, putting my sights up high, carrying around that allowed my mind to consume myself with that. In other words, I was distracting myself from future opportunities, future plans, future relationships, The future was blocked because of something that happened years ago. So maybe you're wrestling with something like I was wrestling with something, and you need just to ask the question, why do I feel this way? Why am I hurt? Why am I angry? And in answering that question, it will allow you to go, okay, this is the root cause. And then you'll see a lot of it is that sometimes you just have to let it go. Let it blow over. Yeah, it's not thrilling to say, hey, me and my girlfriend split up. But don't let the ego go in, you can't let anybody know. You just got to act like she's crazy or he's crazy. Because you can't let other people think you're weird. But let me ask you something. Who the hell cares what other people think? If you're happy, if you're on the road to success, who cares what people think? There's always going to be that one critic. There's always going to be someone who doesn't agree with what you're doing. But if it does matter to you, you're going to be changing for your critics all the time. It shouldn't matter to you. If you like driving a red car and other people thinking, oh, red cars are for dummies, who cares? If you drive the car that's red and you're happy, what's it matter? And like I said before, and I'll say it again, I believe problems are opportunities. Failure is a learning opportunity. How we can improve. We get so fixated on the destination of what we want to do, what we want to be, what we want to have, that we forget it's the journey to acquiring that or getting there or reaching that destination that's more important. It's the development phase of making your dreams a reality. So I just want to just kind of make you aware and reiterate and give you something to reflect on, like I always do. Are you asking the right questions? Are you doing something because others want you to do it versus you wanting to do it? Do you allow others to take your control of your life? Maybe knowingly, unknowingly. So I want to get you in a habit of why. Asking the question why. Critically reasoning with what's going on. Looking at facts and data and making an informed decision. And I think we could use that in our country. But instead, we allow emotions to run high. We join a campaign or a cause, not even knowing why the hell we want to be a part of that campaign or cause. Or knowing if our religious, moral, ethically, passion, our own personal beliefs, our religious beliefs align with that cause. People are so quick to get you riled up emotionally. And look at the news. Look at the people trying to get you to join their cause. A lot of it's not fact-based. A lot of it's emotional-based. Call it emotional manipulation, if you will. And it's run our life in one way or another too damn long. I think we have to get back to basics. We got to get back to critical reasoning, I should say. I think we lack that skill very much in this day and age. And I'm saying don't let a skill that's vital affect your life, allow it to affect your life negatively. Let's put you back in control of your life. Let's put you back in the cockpit of your life by allowing you to make decisions and understanding why you're making those decisions. And if you're somewhere where you're not, you understand why you're not there and what you can do to change it. You see the difference? You see what I'm trying to get at here? Why is not a dumb question. It's a damn good question. And so I want to encourage you to ask that question a little more. If someone says, hey, this, and no, I'm not saying be annoying about it, but before you just throw up your arms and vote yes, or join a cause, or do something major, or try to contribute to something major, you may want to ask the question, why? How do I feel about it? What makes me want to join this cause? Why would I want to join this cause? Instead of just going along with everybody just because a large group, what appears to be a large group, seems to be the societal norm. And I think if you do that, things will be a lot better for you, your future, and your life. So, just really think about it. And I promise you, I wouldn't lead you down the wrong path. I wouldn't give you advice that would misguide you. I at least try to give you tools that will help you, or give you experiences that will make you think, or you can avoid mistakes that I've made, to help you live your best life now, to help you reach your destination faster than you had imagined. So do me a favor. Start asking why. Start getting down to root causes. Start being accountable. Start being ethical. Start being honest with yourself and others. And you'll go far. I promise. We'll leave it there. Thank you so much for listening. Whether you're listening via Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts, I appreciate each and every one of you. You are the rock stars that make this all possible. And don't forget to weigh in. If something you want to hear, something you want to talk about, let me know. DrGrande.com. That's doctor spelled out grande.com. Until next time, guys, make it a great week. Be all you can be and work every day towards achieving your goal and greatness. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time.